Hi guys. Maybe I'm just gonna start listing the stuff I've done to help people, and then I'll just tell you how they acted. Okay? Maybe I'll start doing that. Uh, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's see. Jillian Wisborg was one of them. I mentioned before. There's been over 40 attacks. I met up with her on Vancouver Island. I did an energy healing for. I did energy healing for her at the time. And I did an energy read for her. Her ancestors were. I was literally going, okay, this is what your ancestors are saying. I was having to tell her a bunch of stuff that she wasn't happy about because of how her ancestors were passing along stuff. She turns around and tries to attack me. I have times where I literally was on the phone doing a prayer for her, saying, you know, you're worthy of love, and she's crying, all this sort of stuff. I have it where I wake up in the middle of the night, she's trying to watch me sleep. She puts a bind on me. She does all these attacks on me, does all this sort of stuff, getting to the point that I said, fuck this. And I started just like, no, I'm going to tell people who she is. She's a drug dealer. I'm telling people, fuck this. It was literally like, it's been over 40 attacks at me. Over 40 to the point I'm like, well, I have to defend myself. I've had enough of this. I have had, so she actually took part in the group attack that I went through that led to a bunch of the trauma I went through. So I remember specifically all this stuff tried to come at me and dump on me, and she knew that I was getting abused and attacked, and she used that of like, here's a chance to throw stuff on him, and threw more on me. I had a head tick. Like literally head ticking, eyes fluttering, that much trauma. Amber Colbert took part in that too. She attacked me during that, which led to so much trauma and stress with my family. My dad tried to kill himself twice, which I walked in on. So that was more. And my mom had to get her heart checked at a hospital. And even though she did that, I still tried to help Amber Colbert after. Still tried to help her. She was stuck in the abyss. She went completely into darkness. Pulled her out of it, covered all smoky shit, pulled her out of it, and tried to help her boyfriend. Then I start finding out more and more and more, and I start finding out how she was with her boyfriend. I start finding out how toxic she was with some of that. She started to try to be toxic towards me even more. I had another attack from her that was looped at me. She would try to entangle with my back, literally. Like, imagine, I'll say it. You go to masturbate, try to entangle with your back, and it felt toxic, like it felt gross. Okay, tried to fuck with me with that. Tried to put holds on me while I slept and do energy reads. Tried to look at my dick in the middle of the night, literally under the sheets. Tried to look at me like that, and I'm waking up like, are you fucking kidding me? All this sort of stuff, and I have literally done, like, there has been still trying to imagine that actually, like, oh, I'm gonna, sorry, the dog's trying to get a pen. Pulled stuff like that. I literally can I can literally rhyme off huge lists of like, here's what I did to help all these people, and then here's how some of them started to act towards me. I've literally had during COVID, like, I can't even tell you how much I tried to help people, and I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. I go around, I'm like, that person needs help with this. Here, I'll put some stuff out for it. This, and this. And what did I see back from some of these people? Oh, do you have any fucking idea how much free energy healing I did for Gabba Bernstein? I did a bunch, like tons, because I'm like, whoa, she looks really unstable. Okay, I'll just put this out for her. I had one time I just sat down, I was like, oh, I'll just do some energy reads for people on Instagram, like I'm processing stuff. I do a bunch of ones for her, and I'm like, okay, like a bunch. And I know they were huge ones to help. And what do I get back? Yeah, there were some like certain little mentions on podcast things like that. And then it ends up getting to the point where when I didn't like how she acted towards me with like the attitude and I stood up, she turns around and gets an entire group of people to try to bully towards me. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. And I mean, like, whoa, she really needs this healing, needs this. And I was actively putting it out to do healings. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, put stuff out for some of her friends. I remember Mary Forleo. Oh, her and her boyfriend, and I know she knows I did it. Of like, oh, I'll put this prayer out for them, help them with this, whatever. Oh, help this person, this group, whatever. And how many of them turned around and did toxic shit towards me, or got extreme toxic, to the point. And Mary was connected to this. A post showed on YouTube of this literally happened. If you committed suicide, like literally the gist and the message was, if you committed suicide, it wouldn't matter because celebrities have issues too with mental health. Literally, So if you feel that way from how we are ganging up at you, coming at you, and trying to bully, if you tried any of that, yeah, it won't matter. That actually was done. Her name was incorporated in the one video. They, like, it was fucked. This stuff actually started to come up. Yeah, that stuff started to come up. And yeah. Yeah. Oh, Steve Hardison. I think I put out. I offered Reiki for him, and he said, "Don't, like, no." He didn't want it at the time, but I think I might have put out stuff for generational healing. But the stuff I was doing to help the U.S., stuff I was doing to help Canada, other countries, all this sort of stuff, and I know a bunch of them knew about it that I was helping. I definitely know for sure Gail Bernstein knew a bunch of that, and the toxic shit that started to come up, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, like a bunch. So, the stuff I talked about in Canada, in Alberta, with the yoga instructors. Do you have any idea? I don't even know if I want to say it. How much I was doing to help. I was like, oh, okay. These three people in this group need help with money. This person needs help with relationships. This person has issues with passion in the relationship. This person's marriage. This person's business. This person has this going on, this healing. They need this and this, and I was just doing it. And what do I get back? What ends up coming back at me? Yeah, how they still end up. It ended up getting to the point of having spiritual abuse and harassment and trying to fuck with me, all this sort of stuff, having attacks at me, all this sort of shit, to the point I started hitting back and went, fuck this. Group attack, another group attack. They tried to do, more than one at me. Yeah, like really, people went into darkness. People went straight into darkness. So I said Amber Colbert went completely into darkness. Jillian Wisborg went completely into darkness. I had, Steve Hardison tried to fuck with former clients I had for coaching too. Tried to mess with some of that. I know that happened. At least two. That had happened. So that's, that's who he is with that. This is the sort of stuff. So putting all that stuff out to... Maybe I'm just going to keep going with it and just keep going because I've had enough. I've really had enough. I've had people trying to pretend. Oh no, like, I'm tired of the fakeness. I literally have, oh my God, like, I shouldn't even have to be like, this is great things I've done to help people. I don't feel like I have to prove it because I know there's a ton of people, if you're around me or if you, anything, you'll probably start to hear of it. Yeah. I've had enough. Like, literally people dying of liver failure, and I pulled them out of the hospital. Yeah. I literally got my dad out of a wheelchair. He had a breakdown, and, like, he literally tried to kill himself. Out of a wheelchair, out of the hospital, out of a wheelchair, out of a walker, out of a cane, and that happened within a week. I got him out of all that. Like, got him out of all that. I have literally had people that I helped walk perfectly again when they had surgeries that weren't even working for their Achilles tendon, and I grabbed their foot and I healed it and they were walking. And I've had people that I'm like literally, it's fucked that I have to be like, whoa, oh, should I really help this person? How are they really? Yeah, it's fucked. Oh, people on Instagram. Oh, when I literally am just like, oh, they need this, and I'm going and I'm literally going and putting stuff up to help. Oh, wait a minute. There's definitely been someone out of Texas I saw that got toxic towards me when I was like, oh, their family really needs some help. Oh, they went through this, so they had, oh, okay, I'll put some stuff up to help their family because I can see there's a lot of trauma there in their family. Like, pick up on it. Okay. Oh, but then later they took part in a toxic energy read towards me with other people. Oh, and I just put this out to help them. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, they went through this abuse. Here, I'll put stuff up to help. Oh, you're turning around and acting like that towards me. What the fuck is wrong with some of these people? That's not how... Oh, my God. Or people, like, oh, Steve didn't like hearing that I was touched by God. I remember when I talked to him, I felt it right through him. I was like, wow, he really didn't like that. So, wait a minute. So people didn't like when somebody, for no reason, just was like, literally, I was not like, oh, I'm going to help these people, and then you're going to turn around. No, I was just like, yeah, I'm going to help these people. That's it. I wasn't like, when I go and do this, this is going to... No. I just like, yeah. Like, there's stuff that I'm like, I could really say, but I'm like, I don't feel like I should even have to be like, no, I'm gonna prove that like I'm a good person or whatever. And then I hear those bullshit things online of like, oh, the bright of the light, the dark of the shadow. Oh, you mean when I have hit back at people for trying to have spiritual abuse and warfare toward like full on trying to abuse me, and I have had 3+ years of stuff trying to come at me. Yeah. And then I go on because I wanted to clear the corruption to help everything. I go into social media and there's Sorella Moore, all that corruption. She started acting how? When I put it out the day after I put it out there to clear all this stuff. What starts happening? Shit started coming up, and she was one of the first ones. And I went, wow, right after putting out that. Interesting. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Isn't that interesting? And why, yeah, interesting. And it's interesting how people have, yeah, let's go and get other people involved to go at him and this and that. It's like, oh, interesting. And you didn't know all the shit I was doing to help you guys before. Huh. Or your country. Or I was doing this to help this person, this, or things I've already done to help people. Like, oh my God. The toxic, like the abusive shit I have seen when I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And like, oh my God. Injustice. That's the word. I don't even want to say it. That's the word, injustice. To the point I literally have, yeah, injustice is the word. I've had enough. I've had enough. Injustice. When I have literally gone out of my way to go and help a lot of people, and I've seen just toxic shit out of some of the same fucking people. Or they didn't know I was helping, and I really did some big stuff. When I go help people, I really do some big stuff. And I'm like, and then how they were acting. Yeah. Yeah. There's no, you know what it is? This is what, okay. I don't even know how to say it. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I would love for people to know. I want people to know. And I want them to know that they've probably followed a ton of people online that, like, they're in this spiritual group and they look this way. And it's great that they say this spiritual stuff. That's great. Okay, that's how it looks. That's how it looks. But then I've seen them do all this stuff towards me. So that's who they are. Interesting. And then there's some of those same people like, well, you know, oh my goddess, and all this fake shit. And it's completely fake. It's completely fake. Go and DM them and then talk to them. And you're like, oh, that's not real at all. It's all fake. And then those same people, be authentic, be yourself, go put your feet on grass. No, I don't even want to say put your foot. Fuck that. Don't even worry about that one I just said there. I don't want to get into that. It's fake. A lot of it's fake. A lot of it's fake. A lot of it is they've put something on and it will go when they ascend. I can say that because I know what it's like to be about to reach a lot further than Christ conscious, to go a lot higher above that. They don't know what it's like. I can clearly go, they're not being themselves. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. That's fake. And they could be going, no, just you got to be yourself, go authentic. And I'm like, they're not. They're not. It's like, it's all this shit that has to clear and go, and this has to go, and this has to go, this go. Oh, then you're going to be yourself. But they couldn't see it. They couldn't see it. Yeah. That I just, what the fuck, when it literally, I'm not exaggerating. Like, oh, that guy's a complete asshole. Oh, but his liver is failing and he was in the hospital. Okay, I'll get him out of the hospital. Oh, he's back at work within 2 weeks. And he was dying in the hospital. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, there's more. Like when I talk about the miracle stuff, I'll see when and if that comes up at some point. That should be interesting. Yeah. Like that in itself is a miracle. So was the stuff with my dad. Yeah. Like, oh, and with the foot. Yeah, those are miracles. Yeah. Like intentionally people just be that's what it is. When you actually really ascend, like, and when I say really ascend, I mean 12th dimension above. When I want to, I would be like 12th, get to the 12th, okay? Yeah, like that's what I'm looking at for that. You have to do a lot of clearing. So I would never be like, let me get a group of people together and let's go and bully that person. Let's go let's group attack that person. That's not what power. Yeah, If you're powerful, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. If you've actually done the shadow work, the inner child work, all that sort of stuff, and actually like really expanded, it shows quite a bit who they are. If they're doing stuff like that, it shows who they are. So what I've already seen out of these people, they can't. It's not like they can be like, no, that's not who I. It is. They've gone and done all this stuff that I've seen, and I was like, whoa. So now I know all this shit I've seen you guys pull, and I was like, whoa. And then I've had it where like groups have pulled shit that I've gone and hit back because I was going, I've had enough. You're not going to attack and abuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Like I would love to, and I'm going to at some point I'm going to name every fucking name and go, they did this, this, and this is what I was doing to help. And they were doing this and this, and this is what I was doing to help. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this one person wants to be an abusive little piece of shit towards me. I don't even say, I'm not going to say that, no. They're pulling shit that's like, wow, that's really abusive. Like towards me. And then I was like, wow, and this is what I was doing to help this, 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 and this. This was going on, this was going on. Oh, but they have certain things. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck when somebody wants to go around and say, oh, and this and that in the world, if they are literally part of a group that was trying to come at me and pull shit towards me when I'm the one that is like, wow, you guys aren't anywhere, have never in this fucking life been anywhere close to Christ conscious or above, and they're showing it, extremely showing it, really showing it, what their consciousness is, really showing that their shadow work hasn't been done, really showing, oh yeah, oh, the ego in there, what I just said. There's still people in those groups that might be like, oh, the spiritual ego in there. I don't walk around telling people, like, oh, look at the stuff I can do. But in certain things with videos like this, I will have to say certain things. So if somebody wants to say, oh, ego, I really don't care. I really don't care. I've done a ton of stuff with it. Yeah. That's another one. Oh, in a lot of these groups, the ego's coming up. Oh, what, that guy in Canada, what's the stuff he was doing? Oh, so if I knew somebody could do miracles and was doing a lot to help the planet, I'd be like, that's awesome. Yeah. And then there's other people who, yeah. Oh, you're touched by God? I don't know if I like, yeah. Yeah. Why would they have an issue with that? I wonder why, eh, Steve? I wonder why. Yeah. I know why. Because they're used to being parts of groups that stroke the shit out of them. And stroke the shit out of them. And stroke the shit out of them. Steve Hardison, everyone in his groups stroke the shit out of him. And that's what he likes. And that's what he wants. And he loves the attention. Yeah. He wants to be stroked and stroked and stroked. And then somebody comes along that's a lot further along spiritually. And yeah. Yeah. Anyways, and I've seen that out of some of these other groups. Gabby Bernstein's a great example. Yeah. I think everyone in those groups stroke the shit out of them. Oh, and I've seen that out of the thing with the group attack stuff that happened connected to Moto and Sherwood Park, Chelsea Smith. People in these groups stroking the shit out of the people that were being like extremely toxic that I've seen, and the shit that I saw pulled towards me. And I'm like, but no one in the groups was actually saying it. And then I'm saying it. Yeah. They were not saying, holy shit, they were doing this. They were pulling all that shit. Yeah. And then I see people go into these groups, and then they go into these groups, and then they are just not, what's the word for it? They just start to, I don't know if I want to say, enmeshment. I picked up on some of the groups. That happened with the one in Sherwood Park. They enmesh with each other. They don't think, they just become like, we are just, yeah. So these groups get together, and then they act really toxic. Yeah. And then these same group, like, what, and I've said this before, the big thing is, I look at the planet, I look at what's affecting the planet, and I also look at, there's people that are, do I want to say it? There's people that are actually fucking going out there and buying their books, listening to them talk, all this. I don't even want to say that. That feels gross when I said listening to them talk. Because honestly, now that I've seen, I don't want to see people listening to a bunch of these people. I really don't. I really don't. Because I think about what happens. Oh, so they're going to go and listen to what people that I know have pulled what shit that I've seen at me, And then they want to put on all this fake shit of like, yeah, but look how I'm dressing. I don't even, oh, do I mention that? I'm dressing a certain way. This is how spiritual people dress. Look, I'm acting like this. Oh, yeah, but you pulled all this toxic shit, and then you went off in a group and pulled all this toxic shit, and you're doing this and that towards me. And I was doing all this sort of stuff that's supposed to be helping. But oh no. And then I find out they want so much to have that look, but then spiritually they have not reached, say, Christ conscious or above or anything like that. So it's just like it's how it looks, guys. Yeah, it's got to look this way. Yeah, okay, let's get up. And I hear these people. Oh yeah, I've heard people in the past couple of years are like, "Oh, spiritual bypassing." Someone said that towards me, and I was just like, I know what it's like to really go high, to really, what's the word for it? To go to a very high level spiritually. Yeah, you're gonna meditate a lot. You're gonna meditate a lot. And I just had enough. I've had enough. And there's people out there that are literally supposed to be. They're calling themselves. They're saying they're teachers, or they're already out there. People are going and buying stuff from them, or going to an event, or like a teacher training or something. And now I see who they are, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to see people like go to them. I really don't, because they're going like, I'm gonna learn, and I'm like, that's awesome. They want, like, that's great. They want to learn. They really want to learn, and then they're going to people that I know that were really fake, like, just, oh my god, the shit they tried to pull. Who the fuck creates a fake obituary of somebody's ex-girlfriend? This was done the other day. I told a friend of mine, and she's like, that is fucking crazy. And I was like, that happened. That actually happened. And this was a narcissist, like an abusive narcissist. And they intentionally posted that and intensely like nudged at me psychically of like, oh, look this up. And I was like, this is all fake. They just posted. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And these same people are out there calling themselves like, oh, saying they're a teacher, saying they're teachers, or they're a yoga instructor, or let's have a training, and they're sitting there saying, let's read this off, this spiritual stuff off. And I'm sitting there, I was like, oh my god, it's all fake. It's all fake. It's all fake. There is teachers, like, I'm serious. There is like teachers that, oh, they're Christ conscious above. Cool, great, that is great. Listen, like, those are the teachers to go to. Okay, you see these ones beneath it? No, that's the point I've seen now. No, don't.